Hi everybody, today is Thursday of this week. That's the week we're in, the week starting on June the 8th. I can see there are no questions for me to answer, but I will anticipate, as I've been doing, I will anticipate a possible question. Let me just tell you that next week then we have the teams will post project progress videos following the instructions on the syllabus by 1 p.m. on Wednesday, and then comments on project progress videos will be provided by 1 p.m. on Thursday. These are the deadlines. As I mentioned before, I will waive the midterm exam. I wanted to mention this, that on the comments on the presentations, these are the instructions you need to follow. This is the form you need to use. What I wanted to mention is that, so among the instructions you have to follow is this one, that this section with your comments on the presentation should have at least 250 words and no more than 1,000 words. So a couple of things that I wanted to emphasize and ask you to do. One is be critical. Do not, if your comments are not critical, they don't have to be nasty, but they have to be critical, and they have to be substantive. Sometimes students just write a number of basically irrelevant things in order to just fill the 250 words and just meet the instructions of the assignment. That's not what I want you to do. I want you to make substantive comments that are critical and that are going to help the team as they move forward with their work. So I've seen in the past students spending like 200 words by saying how wonderful the presentation was, how interesting the project is, and so on. That's really worthless to the team. Critical comments do help, and sometimes there are students that just don't say anything but use a lot of words for that. It's a little bit like you ask a politician a key question about a vote on a legislation, and then the politician goes on and talk about how the country is great and how their state is great and so on. They don't answer the question. They don't say anything that you would not expect that is of value. And so please don't do that when you provide your comments on the presentations. And as I mentioned before in previous videos, one of the previous videos, the projects, the progress, project progress videos, these are the project progress videos. It's up to you to decide what you're going to be covering in them and who is going to be presenting. It could be all the members of the team. In fact, that would be the nicest. So you would have to edit all of the contributions in one team, or maybe use a discussion room and then record that entire presentation done by all the members together. It's really up to you, but since you have just a couple of these, so you have to have one here, another here, and then we reach the final week of the course. So since you're going to do just 3 main videos and a couple of these project progress videos, it would be nice if you prepared some very nice videos. You would convey professionalism from a business perspective, and this is more like a business, right? I would recommend that you explain very clearly what you're going to be doing, how your system, what the functionality of your web-based system will exist, or a smart app, a smartphone app, or both. Who your customers will be, if you're gonna, and what services you're gonna be selling, how you're gonna make money here in the first. In the second one, I would strongly recommend that you have some discussion about the financials, how you see your company going from 0 revenues to 1 billion in revenues after 10 years. By the way, it's 1 billion in revenues. I had in the previous semester a team presenting an organization that would have $1 billion in profits after 10 years. That's a lot. $1 billion in profits is a lot. So what I want you to have is $1 billion in revenues. Again, remember C.H. Robinson, if you look at their information, you see that they have a little over $15 billion in revenues. So $1 billion in revenue is quite achievable in 10 years. But explaining how you would get there would be a good idea. And again, as I mentioned in a previous video, C.H. Robinson is a very highly effective organization, and they generate about $1 million per employee. So if you're going to get to $1 billion, you will probably need quite a few employees, right? Don't make the mistake of getting there with, say, 10 getting to year 10 with 10 employees and generating $1 billion. That would mean that you would be way more efficient than C.H. Robinson, which is the leader in this particular space. We don't have that information for revenues per employee for Uber Freight, because Uber Freight is part of Uber, and they don't break down that information based on across divisions. So we have C.H. Robinson to consider, and C.H. Robinson's $1 million per employee. So with 10 employees, they would be generating $10 million in revenues. With 100 employees, they would be generating $100 million. So you need more like around 1,000 employees, which is what you would normally need for if you had the same level of efficiency of a C.H. Robinson. You would need more like 1,000 employees to generate $1 billion in revenues. And then here at the end, in your final video that you will submit for the entire project, you should have, in my opinion, a demonstration of the technology. Okay, so in the video you would show how the technology would be used by shippers and truckers. So this is basically what I wanted to mention today. So this concludes this video. Thank you very much for watching.